Welcome back. A Harvard poll released in September shows a majority of young Americans report that they will definitely vote in this week's election, where the young voters in our area stand. It seems each year that particular voting bloc becomes more and more involved. That includes students at Morgan State University. And joining us is Asia Stanley, who is a junior and a political science major. Welcome, Asia. Thanks for coming in and being here with us. So how are you finding things on your campus? Do you feel like that young people are engaged?
I think young people are very engaged in this election, especially in regards to who's on the ballot this year. I'm a political science major, so that means that a lot of my peers are as well. And just being a woman of color and being able to see that representation is definitely an engaging factor to get out and vote.
Mm-hmm. It seems even across the board in other states and other communities as well that younger people are more engaged than they had been in the past, because frankly, like in the past, college students were not necessarily known to go to the polls consistently. So, this seems to be a change.
Definitely. I remember reading actually for a class about 41 million Gen Z voters are eligible this year, and this was my first time voting as well as a lot of my peers. So we definitely are ready for that.
Yeah. What do you think? Why do you think that is? Do you think maybe because social media, kids are just maybe more in tune with what's happening in politics?
I think social media definitely plays a part into it, but I think that our generation just as a whole is very civically engaged. We even saw over COVID and just the things that we've endured, since starting school and things of that nature. I think that we're just a very vocal generation, and yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that, yeah. So what are the issues that are important to young people?
The issues important to young people range. I definitely say that education is a big one, especially for me. Obviously, the reproductive rights and healthcare in general are at the top of that list, and then just overall race issues, and I feel like are a big thing for us as well.
For those young people that are not engaged, maybe you know this, maybe you don't. Why would they not be engaged? Are you hearing any feedback from anyone who's like, I'm not going to bother?
Yeah, it's definitely been a topic, not as much as I would have expected in all honesty, but I think that a lot of people are still stuck on the notions of, the Electoral College, so my vote doesn't really matter, or they're thinking this doesn't necessarily affect me, so they don't think that they have to participate or they don't feel inclined to participate. But one thing that I've noticed is that through conversation, you can definitely hear people's perspectives and not necessarily change them, but just open their mind to other things.
Right, just educate them about, the importance of a vote. And
yeah.
Very interesting. And why be so politically active? Why is that important to you?
I don't know. I've kind of been this way since a child, doing things like debate and just having parents who really put emphasis on knowing what's going on in the world and taking your education seriously. I feel like I speak from a place of privilege from that aspect, but then also once you get older and start to work and do things within the world, you realize how much everything really does affect you. So I think that that's definitely a motivating factor for everyone.
Okay. Thank you so much, Asia.
Thank
you. I
you.
really appreciate you being here.